Figured I haven't given an update about what's going on with my health in a while, so here I am. And maybe some of you guys have already seen my picture, but I will explain that further if you have, and if you haven't, well, here's the update. Brian and I not only went to Disney World to celebrate our anniversary, we actually were celebrating the outcome of my biopsy. So we had a great time on our trip. It was wonderful to get away with each other, but we really needed that time together with everything that we had been going through, and we actually haven't gone away in 2 years together. So it was kind of pulling teeth to get him to come with me, but he was really happy he did, and so am I. I wasn't going without him this time. It was really fun. We had a blast. It was not restful because it was Disney World. You really can't rest, and the way things are right now, but that's a whole other video. But we had a magical time, and I want to shout out to some friends who made it extra magical, and to say thank you to them, to Kristen, Mark, Tina, Tiffany, Nate, and Patrick for making it extra special. If you're watching it, thank you so much. So back to what's going on with my health. So a little backstory is I was diagnosed with early stages of cervical cancer, which is called adenocarcinoma in situ. And if you don't like hearing about female issues or the female reproductive system, this video is probably not for you, because I won't go into great detail, but I will be talking about it. And I know some guys, including my husband, who doesn't like hearing about female stuff. So you probably should just stop right here. If not, keep watching. So I had to have a surgical biopsy to see how far along it had progressed. Usually the outcome of this is a hysterectomy, and it's not really what you want to hear when you are hopefully about to start your sixth, I think it's sixth cycle of IVF. This was literally the test we were waiting for to get the okay to do it. So we had to have this biopsy to find out how far along it had gone. If they caught it super, super early, I didn't need anything more than this biopsy. If it had kind of progressed a little bit, I might have needed my cervix removed. And if it had then turned into full-blown cancer already, it was a hysterectomy. There was no question about it. If they found any form of cancer, it was a hysterectomy. So, because again, I said it was early stages, so it's if we would have left this alone, it would 100% turn into cancer. So I'm considered a cancer patient. If you see my other video, I kind of explained a little bit more, but I am considered a cancer patient, no matter if it was officially cancer right now or if it was just still early stages. So carcinoma is cancer. So if you ever hear that, that's what that is. So, so my odds were very little to not have a hysterectomy or lose my cervix, because again, it has to be caught extremely early for it to be like that. So honestly, I was praying for it to, be that, but we were really hoping at least just losing my cervix, because we wanted to try to have a baby, and I could still go through IVF if I didn't have a cervix. It just would be very risky, but we could still do it. So usually with me, it's the worst outcome. So we were just praying that it wasn't the worst outcome. So I had my surgery, and I actually came awake good. Usually I don't. I wasn't super sick this time, but I still get really bad headaches after waking up. But it wasn't too bad this time, and I woke up pretty quickly, so that was really great. The oncologist, she said everything went as good as can be, and everything on her end happened how it was supposed to. I did not know that I would wake up with stitches. Nobody told me that I would have stitches, or that could be a possibility, but I guess it is. Upon doing some research, you can get stitches or you might not. It just depends on the bleeding. And what goes on. So I was supposed to be recovering for a week or two. I was on pretty lifting restrictions for 2 weeks, but I can go back to normal after a week. But I actually ended up having complications to where I was bleeding, and I was bleeding a lot. So I got restricted for, gosh, I think it was a little over a month. I couldn't do anything but sits. I could like go see my niece and nephew and watch them, but I could only watch them after the first 2 weeks. And was it 2? It might have even been 3 weeks. It was a while that I couldn't watch them or see them, and then I finally was able to, but all I could do was sit. So so that was a little complication. And then also I did not get my results for several weeks after my biopsy, because my oncologist is kind of high in demand, and it also takes a little while to get it back. That time felt like forever, because I mean, it was like 3 weeks, I think, after, and I didn't even get to see my doctor in person. I had to do it over the phone. So finally the day came where she called me, and she's like, how are you? And I told her how I was, and all I was like, can I just find out my results? Like, that's literally all I could think about. And she's like, you're fine. I'm like, wait, what? Can you explain that to me? And what she said was that they actually thought that one of the cells had already turned to cancer. So they ended up taking a tiny bit more than they anticipated, which could also explain why I had the stitches. But that extra area had 0 cells in it whatsoever, and that all of my cells were clumped all in one spot and not spread apart. So in that cone biopsy, which is kind of like a triangle, I've seen the real size, it's probably about the size of a quarter, that all the cells were all together in one spot and had not spread out. So they caught it so early that it was all together still. So not only was it caught early and they were all together, they were able to get all the cells out with the biopsy. So I am considered cancer-free right now, hopefully forever. So that was my outcome, and that I am clear to do IVF as of now. She said mid-October, and that is now. So that is what is going on with me. I am considered cancer-free. It's a miracle, because I mean, it's very rare that you can get cancer caught that early to where it's localized in one little tiny area, and they were able to get it all. So I will still be monitored every 6 months for at least 2 years. I have to go back in December, and if I have an abnormal pap smear, I have to have another biopsy. But I am praying and believing that it's not going to happen again. I really believe that. So thank you, everybody, for your prayers. Brian could not believe it, that was the outcome, because again, I say almost the worst case scenario happens to me every single time. So it was crazy. Like, I still can't believe it, and I've known for a while. So I didn't want to post anything about it, because I knew I wanted to go to Disney and take that picture first. And that's another reason why I haven't posted any pictures, because all of them I'm wearing the button. So I'll post them now after this video goes up, whenever I finally get it up. I actually made another video that was supposed to go up while I was gone, but I was having connection issues, and then I was having problems editing the video, and all I was doing was cutting it shorter. That's all I was doing, and my phone just was not working. So I was like, forget it, I'll just post it, make a new one when I come home. So that's what's going on. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers. They obviously have worked. I know God has been watching over me for all of this. I mean, everything happens for a reason, and I really see the things that God was doing with this. So thank you again, everybody, for praying. I'm having some issues with fertility stuff, so if you guys can be praying for me for that. I will go actually tomorrow and find out what's going on with my blood. I have problems with my eggs. So if you guys can be praying for me for that, God did a miracle for one thing. He didn't do it for nothing. So not just for fertility wise, but I mean, and all you really wanted to be was a wife and mother, and then this all happens. things are complicated. So if you can keep praying for me and for Brian through this process. I told my sister-in-law today, nothing's over until the fat lady sings, and she ain't singing, and I'm not letting her sing anytime soon. So yeah, that's the story. 2020 has been crap, horrible, and it's not much good has happened, but since being cancer-free has happened this year, I am going to celebrate it for the rest of the year as long as possible, because it is something to celebrate. I had someone who, a cast member at Disney, who was talking to me about it, and she's like, she's like, you are extremely blessed, and she's like, celebrate it and don't take it for granted, and I definitely will not. So life is too short. I've known several people who have died of cancer. I've known several people who've died for other things in the last few weeks, and I just consider myself blessed for it being caught this early. So I hope you all are having a wonderful evening, and that everybody stays safe with everything that's going on in the world right now. So thank you again, everybody, for watching this and for all your prayers. And if you need to know anything else or want to know anything else, you can message me and ask. I don't plan on posting any videos about fertility. I mean, unless people really want it, but it's already stressful doing all that stuff. So if you really want videos, they'll probably be pretty crappy and not, I don't really edit my stuff anyways, because I'm not a YouTube sensation, and I don't ever want to be. So it's just me sitting here talking and being real. So if you want more, message me. If not, I'm not posting them. I'm probably gonna post them anyways. So again, thank you all for watching, and hope you all have a magical evening, day, whenever you're watching this.